How have we gone from this to this? I'm outside a Tesco supermarket, which used to be a 24-hour supermarket like the sign advertises here. Tesco's were the first people to do 24-hour, and now they're the first to leave the scene. They used to be open at 4 a.m., 2 a.m., 5 p.m. It didn't matter what the time was, they were open like a church. And ever since COVID, they've never come back. And now there are only a few 24-hour supermarkets left in the UK. Do you even know of any? I live here in Wales, and the closest one to me is one remaining Asda, which is 24 hours in the centre of Cardiff. That is it. Well, until 1994, 24-hour opening was illegal, but under the Shops Act of 1950, most shops had to close by 8 p.m. Now, rolling forward to 1997, this is where Tesco decided to open 24 hours, and this was a game changer because Asda followed suit. But none of the other supermarkets decided to do so. So Tesco and Asda were the big ballers. They were the ones deciding to keep the lights on until 3 a.m., 4 a.m. when people wanted to do their shopping. And I thought this was such a good idea. So many people, work in emergency services. They can't go shopping until certain hours of the day. People do night shifts. They like to go shopping. I can't get a better feeling of nostalgia than going into like a Tesco's at 2 a.m. to get snacks. It honestly is just such a nice feeling. When I watched the Chris Spargo video on supermarkets being closed down for good 24 hours, I couldn't believe it. I actually had to Google my closest 24-hour supermarket, and there is one remaining, like over an hour drive away from me. That is it. And it's quite sad to think that I used to have like 3 really nearby. By the 2000s, there was over 400 Tesco's that were open 24 hours a day, which looked like more stores were going to follow suit. However, in 2016, Tesco announced that 76 stores were no longer going to be 24 hours a day. And it was because they just weren't making enough money. They were keeping the lights on, but there just wasn't enough footfall. Now, I understand in rural areas there might not be such a need for 24-hour supermarkets, but I think in cities there should always be one. Now, the real nail in the coffin was the global pandemic. In 2020, all the supermarkets that were 24 hours fully shut. And when we reopened, this is where it all went downhill. After lockdown, a lot of these 24-hour supermarkets didn't go back to being 24 hours. They just stopped and they closed at midnight. Fast forward to current day, this is where we're at. There's now only a few 24-hour supermarkets left in the UK, and I don't think it'll be long till they shut down and all supermarkets will close at midnight. Now, the problem seems to be antisocial behavior, and that's one of the reasons why Tesco's wanted to close at those times. And I kind of get it. Asda, you are the last remaining hope for 24-hour supermarkets. And I really hope that you hang on in there. I hope Aldi, Lidl, maybe even Co-op decide to go 24 hours, because that would be such a game changer. I think you should let me know in the comments down below if you're someone who likes to go shopping at whatever time of the day you prefer. And if you think that we could maybe get these supermarkets back open 24 hours a day, could we do it? Could we make a petition? Could we make a poll? Would it be something that could be done? I don't know. I'm just a YouTuber and I want to know why these supermarkets are closing down all of a sudden. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give it a like. Comment down below what you think of this situation. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to become a member of the channel, I post weekly videos every week. Anyway, I better go do my shopping before Tesco closes. Peace.